Day in, day out, the PUBG Mobile World Cup. It starts right here.
He's currently thriving over towards Hatin. We're on board with AX and Nongshan Red Force in the ruins.
Scrambling to grab themselves some bits and bobs to fight with. Nongshan Red Force taking a bit of a dink towards the backside as well. DBS is in play. They start to make their move. This is real rough as well for Power Blank. I mean, down to just one man left standing already. I know I was hyping him up a little bit, kind of a fan. Yeah, not the sort of sight that you'd like to see.
Ooh, nice.
Beautiful peek on it, Blank.
Yeah, good catch. Very, very good catch. I mean, to be honest with you, AX, with the amount of control they've had throughout the entirety of this fight, they want to conclude this soon. They know they need to go towards that eastern side where our circle popped.
Equal trade so far. Looking to close the gap with the DBS, but the quick burst back over, looking pretty good actually. These trades though, so messy. Either side taking heavy hits, and looking to see if they can convert. DBS just spamming out the shots. Need to play medic, get Henry back on his feet. Got the elevated fight, White swing out on the corner, drop down into it. And there you have it. Come out on top in the end, being able to shut down the road.
Fireflux, Falcons are heading up here. I don't know how they're able to get towards this position unseen.
Man, that's an instant knock as well. Now, Valo being able to pick up pretty big impact onto this. Yeah, that's crazy. It felt like actually with the position they were in, there must have been some kind of visual contact from it. Really not ideal. Pretty quick nades with the cast out. Two knocks. Got one back.
The majority of Fireflux, it's beautiful for the Ralph. Okay.
Oh, mate. You say taking out the majority, they might actually just take them all down. This fragmented, one knock, it's a toss pick, everyone else just being shot at from two separate sides. It really does start to crumble. Ooh, this was 4-5, so we're setting themselves up to get the third party down from the top of the ridge. Like you said, they've been ran up on, and it's not looking good whatsoever. Quickly, they are dispatched.
Surprised fell for that so suddenly, and I think that's because they got a little bit too aggressive down towards the position early. And that is always the difficulty with taking that high ground, that your back is not protected. Horror though, no fear. Certainly feeling it now, it's a little bit. Soaz from DRX, of all teams, down towards the south side of this, actually getting slightly involved. And it's nice to see, Horror getting aggressive, because it's exactly what Neptera talked about on the dares count.
This one longer it develops as well. You've got a good read on it. Oh, hang on. Alpha 7 now dropping over. Mafioso trying to bail out. Damage comes through. Quick damage on the Carrillo. There's the pre-nade as well.
Oh.
Nearly, mate. Couldn't get it through the window.
Yeah, I mean, that's a nade you should not be missing here in EWC, right? I don't think you should be missing those kind of nades. For Alpha 7, now they're surrounded. Revo, Mafioso, keep things under wraps, team secret. They're coming over towards that building, over towards Revo is. He's got a big task ahead of him.
It was a cook on the nade, cast it out, doesn't look like it's going to be on target. Vision as well, scrapping. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side of the feed, it's all kicking off. Damage back down onto 4 primes. That was the replay that we had there with a real action here. Let's see how it goes.
There's 4 teams in this compound, dude. This is unbelievable. On that huge fight ongoing inside that compound that you see on your screen right now with Team Sleeper Alpha 7. Yangon Galacticos, nice nade. Comes through again. 6 elims on the match.
Yo, honestly, you've got to give him props. Vision looking really crisp right now. That was a beautiful nade. Great timing on it. Ooh, hang on. Going to be able to get the full commit onto this, though. Looking for a window. Obviously wanted to get the pick back up. Couldn't do it. Zahora out on the adjustment there.
It's a really, really nice start. And Sandhawk is particularly good for this, Jackie, where you're able to get a big lead at the start of the day just because it encourages one team to take control of the match. That was a nice step out from Borizin, honestly. But Devotee, the reaction speeds on that were insane.
It's a good setup for this teammate as well, the way they've read it. You play off the back of the nade into the peaks. You've got to force them into the fight. It's a good engagement, actually. Like, impressive stuff. They've been playing a relatively passive game rather than the hot drop that we saw to start off with, but rotations have been all right. The teamwork looked pretty good. Rough on the move here, though. Limited cover to work with and influence rage. They take the peak up and do get
ahead here. Well, it's Cyrax.
It's the easy cam. Oh, hey,
that's take out influence.
He's literally had the backline this whole time, by the way. He's been playing.
Yeah.
You'll take it.
No, absolutely you will. They got, I think, a 2 off the back of that.
Yeah.
Nice. Gang on Galacticos will finish off.
This blank.
Falcons have to leave. Luckily for them, DRX as well as Vision just get into contact with one another.
Here we go. Scrap starting to unfold. Damage over the top. Marcelo with the pick up, spamming into the smoke. Vehicle over the top. Nade straight onto him as well. So Vision, it's getting risky. And that's DRX with the damage being dealt. Volt suddenly clambering to pick this one back up. Meanwhile, you've got DRX from the sideline with his own pushing in, nipping at their heels. They've got to be forced further forward. The nades blank with how closely grouped they are. One right on target would finish them.
What are you doing? They drove their own teammates into the barrage of nades. Smile goes down and Team Falcons now looking for the finish. But it was clean from DRX.
To win it, and Hyun Bin tries to unleash. That's one clean connection back on a round. Koa low on HP. DRX dealing damage right now as the E-limbs are racking up, in a position to close it and grab themselves a chicken dinner on the first game with the shots raining true. It's all on Redox. We need to be a clutch from the back line, and that's not going to happen. DRX will take it.
Yeah, coming to play here. It's not quite D plus Q, but DRX are looking good on the main stage.
Showing up here at the Esports World Cup for the PUBG Mobile World Cup in force.
And the Van Damme split.
Van Damme split, you're not wrong. Ooh, okay, so obviously we were alluding to this a little bit. We were setting up the fact that Power could have had a bit of a drop on the Weibo, but it's not what we've seen. Instead, it's Influence, Rage that are here, actually getting a bit of their own back for Easy, who had the flank in the first map. Obviously being able to instant for the team, but not able to deliver on that first encounter. For Dan as well, you have eaten that nade.
Ooh, but he down, just down. And it's unfortunate to see, honestly. Yeah. I think what typically happens with Aiden is that when Al-Haji goes down, he really struggles. When he's up, he plays kind of the centerpiece to that role where you do need him on the off angle to support Al-Haji when he goes to those pretty insane rollouts. But yeah, now just Ragnar and Easy try and make it happen. Got the doolies.
Trying to bait on a peak. Wild spray of bullets, but teamwork's there for the close quarters engagement. It's not ideal. And again, literally the same story, bro. This is the worst outcome, right? Just Easy left alone as the solo, if he even makes it out. But everyone's gunning for him. Want to confirm the full wipe on the squad. And that'd be Power Gaming going down as effectively the first full knock in both of the maps. Elevated angle over the top. Looking to dive onto him. Will eventually clean up. Took a bit of time to find it, but Easy's gone. You can get the save back onto him there. Okay. I mean, this has already been a bit of a cheeky one, right? So let's see where it goes. Nongshing Red Force here, just eating bullets, trying to use the water as some sort of additional cover to work with, throw it off, but no. I mean, Alpha 7, eyes like a hawk at the minute, dial in. Opportunity to move too much over the course of the past few minutes. We'll come back to that fort as it's DRX. They've got the opening chicken dinner of the day. Now they're just being given an explosive breakfast with nitro being thrown their way. Nade after nade on top. Weibo as well, still being able to get stuck into the fight from the side as the bullets hit. Hyunbin on the nade back, good for one, but he's got a full up to get them.
Yeah, he's in a bit of a struggle position. Luckily for him, E-Arena is getting walloped from the sidelines. Oh, what a problematic smoke there. Gets away with their life. They're still going to have to deal with shots coming through. Goldfish actually able to sneak on past, make that happen.
Nade after nade. It's good damage. AX being able to find opportunities to fight on their terms in both matchups we've seen today. Going for the full crash as well. The Rhino maneuver with the vehicles over the top side, hitting heavy onto the Falcons. Now, Valo at least with the reply back, good for one.
No.
The nade on top of the team. Oh, Henry goes down, and so do the Falcons. Oh, mate, feels like no one really wins there.
To be honest, I think that should have been an AX just wipe, and now Palo plays a risky game, drops a nade at his feet, finds two on the knocks. Somehow it happens. Team Secret, Lil Boy will go down. That's Jaiki in the back there. This is Team Secret. They struggle in the future because of it, and it should have been an easy pickup. Order attempts to make the cross, and that will be one. more in the pocket of Regnum Kaya.
Blocked armor with some of the fights they've survived throughout this map. Maybe that's about to change. Really in position to attempt to trade, but the angles just don't favour you. You've got covered either on that side with the rock face, you've got vehicles to play off of.
My
Toxic with a quick peek, good headshot there.
Yeah, that was nuts from Toshbek. So low though, but you need to get that headshot coming through from the Mini 14.
Okay. Meanwhile, Alpha 7 low here on resources, but can they build back up from forcing out?
What are you doing, Carrillo?
Oh, mate, what's happening? Naded him.
His initial fight from earlier on versus Influence Rage, and Drang just holding it down in that front line. Diego goes down to hopper from Lil Boy, and he just holds the angle, apparently.
Yeah, I guess so. Kind of setting this one up where it's like, oh, this could be big for them, force them out, take the position off them, get some gear. Nades the back of the face. Love that, but let's see if they can save Revo, get him back in the fight. Meanwhile, they're being collapsed upon though. So this is Hora coming in from the top as well, looking to really put the pressure on here. No fear, living up to his name. Nade over the top, burst in air. Hora with the first knock back over. Seems like Silas as well, taking that one straight to the dome. It's a free-pointer. Oh, mate, beautiful work done. We move out in the meantime. Sleep, he has his legs blown out on the nade back over from Alpha 7.
If he hits this. It's so close, bro. That second nade was unbelievable, but Forever was able to make his way down and hit the shot. Regnum Kaya will go out there. That ridge line is going to be useless to them because they're going to have to move over towards that north side.
Well, Hora might have just outlived the potential expiry date they've had on this one. No fear, the last to fall as Revo will get revenge. Had a decent amount of them to work with as well, and you can see how they're setting this up. Good comms on it, slightly staggered with the nades going over. Looking to make sure they can commit onto the knock player just a little bit shallow. It's such a substantial distance though. Surprise members and punish them. Oh, this could be good. Perfect timing. Waits for the peek up. Slap back over though, Blank. It's not for free. They're actually able to at least get a quick trade onto him, so good heads up play.
The Bush had a framework made of metal, stopped that buggy in its tracks. The Five looks ruined by that moment. They really just wanted to get across and start taking shots at the two players remaining from 4 Thrives. In the meantime, though, Madcap will go down, as will Scarface, and it's looking pretty grim right now for Fireflux. Alpha 7 and Carrillo as well as Revo. I mean, that is a dynamic duo and a half, and they could make something work out of this game. Other than those rocks, as well as the tree line. This is wild from 4 Thrives, but they knew where Ketch was, and they're just looking for 3rd place. It's a smart maneuver. They're going to confirm points. I actually like a team that does that, that takes it into their own. What?
Okay, goodbye Team Secret. That's how that goes, mate. The damage over the top with an aid and the absolute aggression from Alpha 7 that throws us back into a head-to-head 1 versus 2. Revo looking to let it rip on the shots over the top, and there you go. Alpha 7, your reigning champions. They might have struggled on the first game, but they're back. They mean business.
And through right now is the best place to be when it comes to experimentation as we head into our match number 3 of the day. It is Erangel. We're going to have one more Erangel after this one, followed by...
I think absolutely it's one of those where you would have been fuming with each other had you gone down on the back of that nade with
2 key players as well.
Right?
Instead,
you won it, and like you say, it's brotherly love, everyone's having a good time, the boys are back in town. It gives him so much vision as well. Ooh, okay. Nearly. Window of opportunity, obviously very slim. You've got to chicane on the push-up. Trying to keep the help from the back line. Takes a bit of time before he gets the first shot back over, but the first knock is the most important. Quick reposition, got to try and get himself out of dodge. Takes the damage from the drop and the bullet from the side, so into a knock on the bridge, off the angle.
Mess with them, where playing on this edge, it's so tough. Yeah, they're getting eliminations here and there, but slowly but surely they are going down.
Deal and really handy with the steal with Harry was taking those fights. This has been Vision trying to get a bit more aggro as well with a dive over towards the hut side, isolate one player there. As
business being in there, and the arena was just getting evicted.
Oof.
Yangdong.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting secreted on right now. There's the dive over the back. Secret, again, it feels like they do better when fights are on their terms. When it's suddenly thrown towards them, that's when a bit of a panic kicks in. It was a little bit awkward. They are being at least able to find some recovery from it. The zone's awful for them though, right? Consistently thrusted further forward. They have to just sprint through this, try and take it headstrong. They do win out on the fight, but with the double knock, it's going to still take some time to recover from it. Meanwhile, Weibo again, they always show up when you least expect it, and nades are raining.
Why are they on the eastern side of the map right now?
Wrong side of the coin.
Yeah, that's 100. Bruised by the nade.
That wasn't a coin, that was a grenade.
Yeah, it was. That was dirty. Heading through, M79 trying to lay down some smoke in the meantime. It's not going to be. Solus does hit the deck though. So does Scarface, and this is looking more and more rough. So very good shots coming through from Regnum Kaya, by the way, from that position they were talking about before. They're currently holding over towards that north side.
Well, from here you go down relatively early. Third squad to exit stage left. It's been a massive cool-off as well over on the side of Yangon Galacticus, considering how impactful they were with that opening game. But let's dial in here with Alpha 7. Mafioso, clean connection over the top side.
Wow.
AX giving as good as they get. And fair play to them. It's actually been impressive how good they've looked in terms of the amount of pressure that must be on this squad. You've got to deliver. Full commit on this. Push up with the DBS. Oh, it's clean for the first, but the fight back with the moves. Ravo starting to really bring the heat towards them. You've got nades running in from the side as well. Alpha 7 with a lot of targets on them.
Ravo canonically touted as the best shotgun player in the entire world. Hard to deal with him when he's flying through the air, gliding on the back of those wings. The DBS only taking shots over towards you, but it's 4 thrives to backstab, and Alpha 7 was stuck between a rock and a hard place there. Noki once again playing anchor down towards that south side. Fortunately mistaken on that call, but this is a big push coming through from Horror. And where is Silas?
Where is he indeed? Horror as well, just getting away with absolute liberties at the minute. They're going for really good form. They're keeping the other squads guessing. It's been great fights. They're starting to find themselves opportunities for eliminations. And again, like you were saying, as much as this is great for 4 thrives, you've already been able to build up some points.
As well, want to show a lot of these teams what they've got to offer, but 4 thrives could bump themselves massively up in this game, getting a lead of something like 20 points on the 3rd match of the day with Alpha 7 and Yangon Galacticos being down early, and Vision's only just breaking into the 20 points now.
More bad over the course of the day so far, but taking down a team like that would be huge for them. There's been a nice reset for 4 thrives to get back up to all 4 players. That's unfortunate. You're trapped on the edge, nothing you can do. That's the last man going down, so we do wave goodbye to Fireflux.
Currently playing in a shack of their own, and likely Horror's going to struggle unless they can start finding picks on the outside of the circle over towards AX or Influence Rage.
Yeah, it's been good shots, but it's the fact that they're not really being fully able to convert off the back of it, with the cycling of those knocks being really just stalemated. Henry here, you get the POV from the man, spamming over towards the side. Good split as well for the backside. Sleepy still gets the tag back in. That's an instantaneous shot onto Henry. And they really do just take him out instantly. Good read of the lay of the land as well. So Arian's trapped behind the vehicle. Bullets coming in from the side. 4 thrives still trying to keep themselves involved in these encounters and snatch points where they can.
Very quick. Horror sends out though, and no one's currently taking shots. Binny and Tizzy are currently encapsulated in smoke. One goes down, but it will be Arian to go down next. And Horror efficiently gets themselves over there, but can they get their player back up again?
4 thrives have been doing what they've been doing for so long here as well. The minute there's an opportunity set up by someone else, that's when they capitalize from it. So everyone else come towards them. Now they do have to advance somewhat. Horror, of course, with those 2 players, like we said, still good influence. The quick trades are made. 1 shot back over 4 thrives, taking issues. Shin go down. Farlak with the quick shot back over. That's no fear out of action. And Law still just belly crawling further forward. I mean, look at the split here. A chance for at least a sneak into that 2nd place.
He had the 1 nade and the 1 Molotov, so could have actually efficiently cleared out 4 thrives, but 12 eliminations, now looking for the 10-point. Bobs up just as he gets res there, and that could have been absolutely treacherous for them. And now nade's getting sent over the top, and it's unbelievably evenly placed. Coming through with 4 thrives, taking them to a 24-point game. They have certainly outperformed on today's games, right? 2 matches in, they are over 40 points there. That is half of the way to that metric, right?
Teams who are set up, and talking about the couple, well, you've got them right here, right in front of you. Alpha 7, we talked about this fight. When was it going to go down? E-Arena landing up top alongside that of Alpha 7. Now they finally come, and they bump head-to-head.
Mormon with the first blood drawn there. Revo goes down, an immediate. Looking for the refrag through the window, not going to find it. Sliver of HP still there. And now with a nade cooking, it's Alpha 7 who are biting the dust more so than ever. Joker went down earlier, but now it's 3 players alive, and Alpha 7 can't find the fights. Tourniquet goes up the stairs, and immediately with the pump action around the corner, Alpha 7 coming apart of the seams.
Alpha 7, they're falling apart. Carrillo, can he be the hero? Can he be the one to save the day? They're already in shambles. He would be the only one leaving this engagement. Influence Rage, mind you, they might come in for the third party. This fight needs to be finished up, but Carrillo throws a Molotov, and it's going to at least drop one from the arena. Carrillo going for an off angle, taking damage, but he has no choice but to push forward, and he's making the most of it. Alpha 7 refusing to lose.
Not yet. They will not go quietly. An Influence Rage on the
should be just fine, and well, he'll be a solo, wreaking havoc on the remaining rosters. Falcons moving in as Course Vision now wants to take on the Falcons. Let's see how it unfolds.
A double roll up again as teams start to move. This is what hard shifts bring. Action left and right. Redox on the inside goes down first. The pump action from Never Alone and the flush as well. So Falcons fighting with 3. Narvalo wins the trade. The pump action winning the day, and a second as well. Koa's there for the backup. There's a nade. It doesn't sit, and Narvalo can now look for this healing on the northeast side. Order are nearby, and it looks like they're going to roll in for the fight.
There it goes. Hey, Order wants this. They need it. Points so valuable to catch up. They're already in top 3, but they want a little bit more. Vision taking damage on the stairway, but don't worry, because you got Narvalo from the Falcons who's been holding it down, and you mentioned Horror. Well, here they are. Sleepy, no fear, starting to take the house opposite of Team Falcons. We've now lost a roster, and all attention on Falcons versus Horror now.
Massive pickup on the back line of Horror as well, meaning they're 2 players on the inside. Losing that off angle is huge. It draws the attention out that way, and a knock on the forefront as well. Falcons are splitting the difference here on the fight beautifully, as they will look for more.
Narvalo, I mean, he has just been doing quite literally everything. All eyes on him. The tip of the spear for this roster to take down Sleepy and No Fear. Ralph also moving in as well. You gotta think they've got a power position. That stairway is always hard to push up, though. It's gonna be a choke point, and you know dang well Horror's gonna be looking straight down it.
Immediately finding these flushes as well. They beautifully split the attention. An off angle, a third party coming through from power as they sweep through the back line, and it is going to be turning tail and running the story for Horror now in the rest of this match. 2 players alive. Sleepy's not long for this one. Yeah. The point gets stolen though, and it goes over to power.
So now
on, but the circle shift was another hard southwest side shift, which means that Falcons had to move fast and early. Unfortunately, they weren't in the best of shapes to do it, as Horror do finally bite the dust. It means that Falcons are going to have to crash in an...
Who I believe is down, if I'm not mistaken. We do have a bit of a crash, though. Falcons continuing to get into engagements, and this time it doesn't work out.
Regnum Kaya, the ones to receive that in the ditch, in the divot. It's going to go down for the Falcons, and I don't think that their lone player is going to get to... Hang on a minute, take it back, Koa with a drive-by onto Romeo. Teams behind them also looking to put pressure on, rolling on out. Regnum Kaya not going to let Easy go down, and the 2-and-2 roll around will be good for it. However, there is a sideline that they need to be worried about. Get the cover in. Wild low as well. The vehicle's going up in smoke, and Loxy's down all of a sudden.
Yeah, he's down, and I believe that was a third party from DRX way off in the...
Players towards this Regnum Kaya stronghold. I don't know how that's going to go for them. We know that there's third-party angles on there. They're already getting lit up. Scarface with a slow roll around the side, but the vehicle takes him down. It's Regnum Kaya and Nongshim Red Force on the crossfire. Now the 2 remaining players of Fireflux going to try and send Long over to the north side. A straight cut through this full send, straight towards Fireflux. 2 players alive, but he goes too slow. No hop out to be seen and catch. Fine. Looking for a time to pop that first aid, but he didn't put the handbrake on here, and it is just going to keep rolling away from him.
Oh, the nade. So close. Silas down, unfortunately. Tough break for him. We focus now on DRX. Reginald just up ahead. DRX has had such a great day. This fight should be no different, you would have to assume anyways. For Reginald, Kara, they gotta obviously make a bit of an impact here. For Influence Rage, by the way, standing strong, taking down the team opposite of them, of course. knocks some red force. That's going to be a great opportunity now.
Cross now, moving on in towards Wild, but he spots him and immediately step up, spray down. You can't give him that broadside. Romeo feels the brunt of it, and Wild looks for another as well. Two players rolling up, the spray down potential, but Wild will fall, and that will be Regnum Kaya out.
That's unfortunate. That fight was setting up for quite some time for on Galacticos. Good on them. They stay up, they stay alive. Still 3 strong, mind you. So a chance to take this game is in, but now DRX also getting active. Weibo onto Yangon Galacticos up ahead. If I'm DRX, I'm now crashing in onto Galacticos, taking them down, because really once they do that,
There's this big saddle that Yangon Galacticos sit in. You can see DRX a little bit hesitant to go for the full send here. They're moving out to the west side as DRX do manage to keep that fight penned on in. Yangon Galacticos fall. They don't need to full flush. They have control of the north side entirely here. Hang on a minute, take it back. Sorry, hang on a minute. Oh no, a little bit of miscomms on the spray down. Finally, orders there. The suit can't quite connect. But now it is a full 4 versus 4. DRX, who have moved back out to this north side, have it fully under control. There's happening. And immediately these nades respond. DRX read it beautifully. They're like, what's that smoke doing there? What's that buggy doing there? Well, I think we know what we got to do. 3 pins pulled and 1 player falls. 33Z now looking to try and get an answer here. This res is going to be so difficult, Reflections.
I don't think they're going to get it. There's no way. Do you fully commit for that? Because you have to assume DRX is going to capitalize off of it. They're taking it slow, but once those smoke dissipate, they're going to get active, and DRX takes down yet another one. Another one will fall, and this should be the ending that DRX is looking for.
This is beautifully played by DRX. They do manage to get 3 players back up in an action, but Scissors forward now. 33 spotted, gets the knock. Is there an answer? Order looks for it, and they do find the challenge that they were looking for. Hurt is there as well, looking for that backup. In a 3 versus 2 though, DRX still have the numbers.
DRX has the numbers, but do they have the wherewithal to figure out where Weibo is going to be up to? It seems like the forces are falling, and I think this is finally going to be the end, albeit a miracle play. DRX closing the vice grip, pushing forward. Weibo falls, and it will in fact be DRX taking game number 4 on Aragel.
Lying in wait, they move through the hills, a coordinated approach, a brilliant read onto Order's buggy rotation, looking for vision, and they will be able to find that knot.
Open America's region. Influence Rage do very, very well on Miramar. Alpha 7 as well. I've seen them drop 20+ elimination game. Ficus, man, I get so lost in the conversation.
It's about 17 millimeters, I think.
Okay.
Somewhere around there. DRX, though, oh, they might have had a central position, but Yangon Galacticos getting aggressive, like Max was saying on the desk, trying to take that from them, and immediately taking down one of the South Korean players there, losing and going down.
Recover, but my goodness, could he be any slower?
Falcon's going to try and take some advantage here. Soez rebuffed from the windowsill. Alpha 7 are still taking shots in the roll-up on Navallo. Makes the cross. Koa not so lucky. Navallo goes down as well, and maybe with the hold, the assist coming through from Alpha 7, the Brazilians playing spoiler to the Falcons' approach here. They try and fly on in, but instead they have to divert, head out to the west, but Alpha 7 undone. Another volley of fire, and they aren't going to quite connect on this one, but the damage is done.
Oh my goodness. Oh, and actually still taking damage from a distance, and they're going straight into Hora, as Hora is going to be gunning down Falcons. This is surely the end. Only one more player remains, and Falcons, unfortunately, unfurling right before our eyes, the first team to be eliminated. And you know, they're too indecisive, and that's what's been doing them in. That's why they're currently at dead last in 16th place. Even in this moment, what do? I understand shift. We still have Team Secret, who could take that left-hand bridge, but again, all eyes on Influence Rage, Fireflux, as well as Power. Power, I can't believe they're actually sending in. They got a knock, and they said, well, it's time to go in and go for it. Take down Influence Rage, and well, shots are connecting, and Influence Rage will fall. That's 2 down.
Ragnar and Alhaji roll on in.
What?
A rampage as easy is the only casualty. Esports, E-Arena are moving in from the southwest side as well. They want to take a piece of this pie, but it's just Lil Boy remaining. If Power can conclude now, they have a chance against this fight.
Let's go,
E-Arena moving in, trying to take them down towards the blue zone and take these points.
Power, they can go north, though. They can avoid this entire fight if they choose to do so. E-Arena, though, they most likely want to take this, or they could disengage themselves. It's a question of what they want, but for Power to push it on Influence Rage in the fashion they did, good on them. I was talking about their indecisiveness. They finally got active, and it paid off. And look at them. They're still alive. They're repairing, and they're moving up. This is what we need for Power to turn.
AxTMG moved in. Alpha 7, same spray down they made onto Falcons. Spray down again. They pick up those points. They pick up those elims, and now they're trying to take down the stragglers.
Oh, Weibo on vision. No off and a lot of damage, taking it anyways. Order moving through the smoke like a zombie in the night, getting the off angle. He's going to be deadly without question. He also coming up. You got to think Team Vision are about to be put into the absolute blender, but not capitalizing on these downs. Go for it, boys. Take them out. Get the finishes. You got a Team Vision member off to the edge. 33Z sees Volt, but can't get the shots needed. Volt lives for a little bit longer, but you got to think Weibo in this spot, too powerful. Devices up at a distance, forced to just stay where he's currently at. Volt finally drops, and Vision will finally go down. Weibo wins a critical fight because now they have the dead into the zone and they are all by themselves. Weibo, now one of the favorites in my mind.
4 players, they had a player as a backstop, but they can rotate and regroup. Alpha 7 now in for a scrap. Southside will need to leave this position, but they need to fight this out first. Mafioso on the top floor has the backup for the players downstairs, and Tiny K can't quite get any retribution here. Now just 2 players alive for the arena. They're not going to take this fight. They know they don't have the time.
They just deliver 2 eliminations to Alpha 7 and say times to get tunnel vision and just continue to fire down and lose your line of sight. Keep your head on a swivel, though. He absolutely does that. For DRX, I don't know how this fight even ended up unfolding. It's kind of awkward at the moment, but I tell you what, for the solo of AxTMG, he's given it to the duo of DRX just up ahead. And well, at this point, right, if you're a solo, you're going for survivability, you're going for any points you can. Basoa says enough is enough. I want to get the finish, but I'm not able to get it, actually. Devotee gets to clean up and somehow, some way, still swimming, still staying alive, and takes down...
Al's behind us, Joker.
He's behind.
He's got the nade, got the cook.
Oh!
Too long on the cook there, and now the nade position's given away. He doesn't have another one. He's got a Molotov, but will need the spray downs as Team Secret finally starts to eat lead.
They don't look at him. Joker could take down the entirety of the Alpha 7 roster. It would be so hard to do. But if Joker gets active, if he can push up with Revo down, Joker, like I said, the thorn in the side of Alpha 7. We've been setting it up, but can he get it? He's going to take down 1. Now you got to focus on the 2. It's going to be over to your right side. He's going to reposition. Not a lot of health, but still for Alpha 7. Takes down, I believe, 1 member. They'll recover, but for 4 Thrives, they smell blood in the water, and they're going for it.
The Sharks are out here, but 4 Thrives have a hell of a task to achieve there. Felak immediately sprayed down. The UMP keeps them safe. The breakout wide for 4 Thrives wants to keep them going, but 2 players now knocked, and they just can't hurdle the distance here with just Noki left remaining. He's tumbling down the cliffside as Alpha 7 get back to their feet. They lost Revo to that off-angle spray down, and that is a big blow to be dealt, but they've still got some life in them.
4 Thrives, can they stay alive? That's the question. They're already in shambles. Carrillo onto Power, and Power's now out. Alpha 7 is this team that miraculously finds ways to get back into the fight with infinite reses, it seems.
They jump to what they want is to pick up the pieces of this fight, find these third-party fights, find those elims and try and steal them away. Mafioso spotted by Order in the meantime, but they've got to fight in their own town to deal with. No fear, still just going for it with the shotgun despite being on fire. Will not quite connect on it and will get flushed away. Order getting picked apart in the meantime, but Frankie goes down, leaving 1 player for Team Secret. Regnum Kaya and Nongshin Red Bulls in the meantime on the east side.
They're also in a fight, and utilities starting to come down from, I believe, somebody else off in the distance. Silas, who has so much to gain and earn from PMWC right before your eyes, taking on the entirety of the world up ahead, but the shots aren't hitting. He's fully exposed, and all it takes for Benny to just swing to the right-hand side to take him down. A nade potentially that opened up the door to take down Silas. It's thrown. Swing left, my boy. Take him down. Fully commit to it. Don't let him get the reses, but Alpha 7 up top are going to take everybody out anyways.
He has to stick to this monster truck right now. It's a slow-moving castle for him, right? As it stands, it just keeps rolling. It keeps him safe as Regnum Kaya fall before him. Benny now can just chill behind this one. I want to tap the brake there into the monster truck, so he's stopped dead. Sook gets spotted. That is a big pickup for Alpha 7 because they're going to need to descend soon, and Weibo had that ridge line. It would have been broadside if they went for a flat rotate, but
Alpha 7, Weibo, this is it. These are the 2 teams to win it as far as I'm concerned. Whoever wins this engagement are taking it. Benny might have an impact, but we don't know. But for 4 Thrives refusing to go out, even though he's a solo, he is mighty. 4 Thrives fighting till the very... Oh, Carrillo as well looks to be cooking a nade, going straight. No, he throws it over there, but direct Squash ends up throwing a nade over here. The shot's going to ring out, and Benny's going to be exposed. He's going to get taken down. Mafioso finally hits the shots, and now it comes down to a 3v1.
Noki with a chance here for for Thrives, but it is a slim one as Alpha 7 look to try and maintain their title towards the top spot. It's a battle for first place, but he's found Mafioso. He's got the flush. Carnage as well. Noki, no! How can you do it to him? They want that first place, well, you're gonna have to prize it from his cold, dead hands. Squashed with a chance now, and he's able to close it down. Finally finds it, but my God, what a run they gave him.
Oh my gosh, and you could see the relief on Squash Boo's face. Squash, the new...
You can hole up, you know you're not going to be shot from that far side. You've got two positions. You've got a creep, they had the guard on. And now it's Lorazin and Lil Boy both looking to try and get away from this. They're not going to re-engage. They're just giving up the ghost. Two of their players down, and they're even going to allow this Reds to come through.
Yeah, I think Influence Rage for them backing away with the two.
Potter are going to be eating dust first, but Redox doesn't look super healthy, will get knocked in turn.
Yeah, you got No Fear, who's also down. Jiggle from off in the distance. Falcons look to be winning this in style. Granted, one player down, and well, they're not out just yet. In fact, they look like they're trying the dip, which means they're going to be leaving their teammate to bleed on out, which is so unfortunate for Hora. Putting up a wonderful fight, and Falcons are feeling the heat.
But it looks like they're going to be ending their day on 22 points. Alpha 7 have taken a knock over towards Carrillo in the meantime, but they are looking a whole hell of a lot healthier. Unfortunately, there's an IQ nade sent over the top. Is it going to connect? Doesn't look like it's going to find that knock, and will be allowed to find the Reds for Carrillo.
Fourth Thrives, they got history, but hey, there's even a third party off in the distance. Staying.
They're having a great time with it. In the meantime, on the inside, Nox and Red Force, they're going to find one of the players from Weibo, and Nox and Red Force, again, same story as Falcons, closing down the day. They want to do so strong, but they've only got two players remaining. Sure, they're on the inside glut of teams in Chumacera, but you've got to quest his number.
That's right, IQ's been keeping a close eye on him, and is ultimately going to get the elimination. If it wasn't going
to keep AxTMG busy, they kept Power busy on the north side, but Marcelo charging in. They're changing their tune once more. Never Alone also breaking out with a bold push to an open wall. Was in a lot of danger there. Could have been nasty. In the meantime, over on the northwest side, IQ from Four Thrives has been found, and they're now down to two players.
Yeah.
Leaving Ora with the advantage on the numbers. They've moved three players forward. You can see No Fear on the back, looking for that backstab.
Yeah, it's T24. He's the thorn in the side currently of the roster of four. No Fear trying to take him out. Finally, Vision as well as AxTMG start to unfold. Henry is down. Bolt swings wide. Takes down yet another member. The cleanups are in, I believe. One solo remains. I don't know where that XTMG roster, or excuse me, it's Aaron. He's going to be off in the distance to the south of Vision. The question is, why was he so far away and not helping his roster? Because based off of what I'm seeing, he had a...
Meantime, a lot of teams are suffering now as they're having to move through, past, around, any way to get past Chumacera. It looks like DRX are going to break out west. They're not going to go through. They're going to float up towards where Hora were. They've given ground a little bit on Hora's side. Hyunbin, Rezable here, and this high ground position for DRX actually looking pretty tasty. They could potentially strike out all the way along it if they want to.
Yeah, they could, and I think it's going to be necessary because fighting this fight against Yangon Galacticus is not going to be easy. Who's just to the right-hand side of them. They get taken down from the backside. I believe that was a third party from DRX. T24 finds the opportunity, takes a little bit of damage, but gets the finish nonetheless. There it is. How can they get out? Can they effectively leave? Because I think DRX is going to gatekeep them.
It feels that way. Might just be Power in the meantime. With four players, Alhaji wanting that res. It will be enacted right now. Ragnar brings him back to his feet, and they will play on as four. Fidan now on the top ground as well as they open up, with Ragnar finding a shotgun shutdown onto NC2. They now have only two players to worry about. They have to conclude this fight fairly quickly. You can see the circle now just starts closing. It forces the issue on this fight as easy. Can't quite hold his nerve. There is a trade though, and Tony K wants to try and find the points where he can as Padan looks to shut it down. Easy out, but now in a 1 versus 3, they look to try and extract themselves, but Tony K has more to say. Will fall as two players now remain. Can they get this res in time? I don't think so.
I don't know. It's going to be close, but they're going to try it, even picking them up, throwing them potentially in a car. You want to, again, so much for them in this tournament, going against Sleepy, who backs away, but the nade takes a little bit. Monkey, I believe, is now gone, and Sleepy, just a narrow bit of health, and this next nade should put him in the grave, and it absolutely will.
Beautiful overarm there from Regnum Kaya to keep that north side clear. DRX, though, still execution rolling downhill. as they haven't quite managed to find Yangon Galacticos, but nobody else is making their way out of this one either. Fireflux in the distance with just MatCap making his progress, but how long-lived will it be? Already taking damage. That could be from across the way. You've got Team Secret off in the distance, potentially third party, but Romeo is shut down. Hyunbin opens the cannon. DRX are down to 3 players, but they've got such an advantage on this high ground.
They absolutely do. Say Cloud Smile. I think this is going to be the ending. You have really nowhere to go, and DRX are all focused on you down below. And this is such a power spot that's been set up a little bit earlier in a future stage. You know, you look at where DRX is currently at in the standings, what they could potentially do in this moment. Yes, they've lost a player, but they're taking down the big dogs. But do they get tunnel vision? Because my only concern is Silas is also in the distance, and there is a chance potentially he's able to third party from where he's currently at. But in the meantime, DRX can't really worry about that. They've got to focus down low, taking down. YG are taking damage, and DRX is pushing down. Yes, they'll get the eliminations, but now they've got the low ground. And the question is, will they get punished much like they just did the YG from Regnum Kara? We haven't seen them in the winner's circle just yet. This will be their first opportunity for DRX, though. They won 3 out of the 6 today, and that's going to be a massive drop.
Where's Regnum Kaya in all of this? The opener for DRX is good, but will Regnum Kaya roll over the top? So easy. I think he's dropped down now. Goes down to a nade, and there's more to come as the high ground suddenly becomes a factor. But there's the pressure for the backline of Team Secret as well. A nade, a close range fight coming on through with the shotguns. 2 players for Regnum Kaya, 1 apiece for the 2 contenders here. Down beneath them, Hyunbin charges forwards, and DRX are swept aside. Tosh Picker Wild now just have Frankie to deal with, and the backfill works wonders. Silas leads the charge, and the rest of the roster capitalize.
And it's up to Frankie to try and keep the hopes and dreams alive for Team Secret. There maybe is an opportunity. There was almost a clutch in the last game that we ended up watching, but Frankie's got a tall task ahead of him. He's got a player on the off angle, and it won't even happen. And that's going to be a tremendous win for Regnum Kara, taking their first victory of the day and a much-needed win to break into top 8.
A beautiful result coming through from Regnum Kaya as you
in every single match today in regards to every different map. And it is for Thrives doing just enough to take over that first place at the end of day 1.
Lead against Alpha 7. The fact that they're doing this well and there's still room for growth is very